super sport, bumping too short. 18 got the rear view mirrors vibrating and deep dish dating. You know how we do it. Ain't nothing to it but the floss. Overcrowding, Harrison Ross. Cause if you fuck with us, we leave scars. Out of G-Ride cars, living like stars. Might hit the highway on the Vegas run. Fool, cause it's Friday. Oh yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, oh yeah, throw your neighborhood in the air. If you don't care, standing outside on a Friday, living on the edge. Cause we all got them hard heads. It seems like we all are waiting for the drive.
Top of the afternoon on a top Friday. We are live here on Friday Night Lights. It's your boy B Jizzle. That's my girl KELZ with the Intels. And OTAs, mandatory anyway, have concluded. So, you know, I got my girl KELZ from DC up on here. We're going to be talking OTA recap here on a Friday the 13th. Are you a Jason fan or nah? You watch Friday the 13th at all?
I just watch Exorcist.
But
I'm wearing my 13 jersey, so.
Okay, she got 13. I'm repping Jason here today. Shout out to all them Friday the 13th fans. Man, I had this shirt hanging around in my closet for about almost 2 years. I finally get to use it today. But welcome everybody to the show. We're streaming live on Facebook. We're streaming live on LinkedIn. And we're streaming live on YouTube. It is Friday Night Lights with BG and KELZ. OTA recaps. Where would you like to start? Well, let's start off with some of the news, right? I guess some news broke that America's team is going to be back on Netflix. Not only have we had one cheerleader Netflix special, we got another one coming out, and now The Gambler is set to drop right before the Cowboys-Rams preseason game. Talk about timing. So how are you feeling about America's team, The Gambler? You got Netflix, you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, if you let us know in the comments if you're excited about watching Netflix, The Gambler, and Jerry Jones and his history. I mean, is it the Dallas Cowboys season? It seems like the stars are starting to align.
We'll see.
Let's get some shout outs to our rollers in the comments, baby. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. If you're enjoying the content, do me a favor. Please press like. Please share this on your timeline. So we can get other Cowboy fans to come in and join the show. What up, Ryan? We see you out there, baby. Appreciate you tapping in. That's right. TGIF. What up, Sterling, with that green badge? We see you, baby. Let's go. Green badge is in the building. There she is, two-time back-to-back champion. Gym rat of the month right there for April and for May. She's bucking for June. I think we got 4 people up for the Big Val hat competition, so stay tuned. More info on that. Shout out to my guy, Joe Tranchina. We see you always watching from Italy. What's up? And Ryan says, Pickens vibing with Dak already. They mad about that. Yeah, I mean, everything looks good on paper, which is a great segue. Mandatory minicamp. So let's just start. Micah was there, but Micah didn't participate. Let me get your feedback. Was that expected, KELZ, or was that unexpected? Or how do you feel about Micah not fully participating at mandatory OTAs?
I really don't have no thought on the thought process. What a lot of people don't know was that he was mentoring up a lot of the rookies that will be under him. He also showed some trick plays and everything, especially with our second round draft pick, Donovan Ezaraku. So that's what a lot of people don't know. But honestly, I was expecting something to happen from them, like, you know, like I'm here but I'm not here type situation.
Yeah, but Jerry had the headlock over there for like 30 minutes. What do you think they were talking about? Because I got the feedback from Micah here, but what do you think they were discussing over there? Micah said what he had to say. I'll grab that video. What do you think they were talking about?
Probably, you know, they're still trying to work out a deal and everything. But like I said, I'm over the whole contract talk. I am.
Yeah. Do you think it's well? Now there's some news circulating that I guess TJ Watt or somebody, one of those other guys, is supposedly they know the number about Micah. Supposedly supposed to get, but he's going to get paid before Micah, which means now we're going to even have to pay more than maybe they've already negotiated. Is you see this part of the plot, or is that just some new information getting out there that now might force Jerry's hand?
Honestly, I think that, to me, it sounds like clickbait.
Yeah, I mean, like, how do they know that number? I mean, if only Micah and because apparently Jerry and his agent haven't talked about it, but Micah and Jerry have. But how would this guy, was it TJ Watson for a contract?
Someone that we should have got in 2017, but we got someone by the name of Taco Charlton.
Oh, why you bringing that shit up?
Yeah.
It ain't Tuesday, it's Friday. But yeah, we damn sure did draft Taco.
But the thing is, they cannot. Even if the Steelers and TJ Watt work out something, he's not going to reset the market for Michael Parsons because TJ Watt is a linebacker.
Gotcha.
Michael Parsons is a defensive and edge rusher.
All right, let's take a look at Micah was pressed in his interview during mandatory OTAs. Let's listen into what Micah had to say when he was asked about making the call to Jerry to get it done ASAP.
You made the call to him in the offseason when you had the meeting with him. Why can you make a call now and get it going?
Nah. Next question.
Considering you know what the numbers are of the players in your position, are you surprised that you guys haven't said let's get this done because you know where everybody's making money?
Yeah, I mean, some people like to take their time more than others. You know what I mean? Can't rush the process. He wants the deal to go as cleanly as possible. I want the deal to go as clean as possible. So it's just about getting it done as cleanly and quickly as possible.
Getting it done as quickly and as clean as possible. It don't sound like we quickly and as clean as possible, but it sounds like the plot thickened because I think Jerry and Micah was over there talking about like, look, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. And this is when it's going to get done. Pretty much in a nutshell.
We'll see what happens. We have until November 4th.
Correct.
But the thing is, he is already paid. He has been paid.
Correct. It's not like we need to pay him.
Right.
But some are saying that maybe this OTAs was kind of a prelude to a hold in, and we'll get to that as camp comes up. But Caitlin says, classic Cowboy negotiations tactics, sit and wait. They could have saved so much money on so many players had they just acted instead of reacted. Ooh, Caitlin with the ladies on the context. I agree 100%. Because if somebody else gets between, it don't matter if it's player X that gets paid between now and before Micah. That just means now the market has moved, right? So we're going to have to pay that market level or more, correct?
Could be. That could be a scenario.
Okay. Well, where would you like to start at mandatory OTA kickoffs now that we got the hot news out of the way? That's right. Jerry Jones back in the Netflix. Micah says next question, and now we're going to go to the next segment. KELZ, where you want to start with OTAs right now?
Okay, so let's talk about what happened on the first one, which was June 10th. As we all know, Michael Parsons and Trayvon Diggs reported on Monday, which was the 9th. Diggs came onto the field with about 30 minutes left in practice and hung around his position group as he drilled rehab from his season-ending knee surgery. He was asked about the process, which everyone know an ACL injury does take a year to 2 to fully heal.
But now, I mean, Trayvon's came out and said now, per Trayvon, that he'll be ready week 1.
Yeah, okay. Moving on.
That ain't lining up with your entails right there. Is that clickbait?
No. I mean, I'm glad
we gonna chop it up on 13, baby.
I'm glad he's optimistic, but let's be realistic at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened last year. He came back entirely too soon. And we saw where they got him.
B-Mac says Diggs saying he gonna be ready game 1. Not sure how to take that. I know that's why I was asking my girl KELZ. Was recently in the news saying that now
he's optimistic about it. I'm glad. However, let's be realistic.
What's realistic? I mean, what are you hearing on your end? I mean, is that
he's
contradictory to what you're hearing, or is that not? Is that just not possible? I mean, why would Trey say that if maybe Trey didn't mean that?
say a lot of things. I could be very optimistic and everything, but at the end of the day, the type of injury he has, it takes a full year to 2 to recover, depending on the severity of an ACL injury. He came back entirely too soon last year. And when he
Agree.
came,
And that's
and
why a
when
lot
he
of people were
came
like, oh,
back,
Trey still can't tackle. But Trey was literally out there making business decisions because literally he was still out there hurt. What up, Park Ranger? We see you tapping in, baby. My
so
condolences on losing your father. Appreciate you tapping in here today. But yeah, I
condolences.
mean, the
So
word
he
on the
still
street is Diggs don't like to tackle.
he still no, he tackles. Cause
Now, according to some Cowboy fans, they say he making business decisions. Like Dion.
Anyway, I'm trying. I'm gonna try to be nice today.
Well, let's just switch it up a little bit. Ryan says, what do you think about these players switching positions? I know, right? Hunter Lipke at tight end. Cavante Turpin at running back. Deuce Vaughn at wide receiver.
Let's not jump the gun. Let's go through all this. Because I don't
Oh,
want to get confused. But as far as Diggs was a wide receiver, so I could see Diggs going into a wide receiver role, because when he was at Alabama before he became a cornerback, he was a wide receiver for Bama. So nobody could guard George Pickens on the first day. He hauled in 5 receptions during the team period on a variety of routes. He beat out Israel Mukwamu on a nasty comeback route and had a couple of more catches of the day. You could basically tell he and QB1 are starting to get more comfortable with each other. We're still on the 10th, so it was a strong day for QB1. He went 17 for 19 passing in team periods and completed more balls around the sideline. QB Joe Milton went 8 for 8, including 3 receptions to wide receiver Jalen Cropper, who continues to find ways to get open in the offseason setting. Offensive line and free agent signing. Rob Jones left practice early with a clear grimace on his face. There's more developing on that. Hopefully,
on which player?
Rob Jones.
Okay.
There was another PBU registered. I can't remember who it was, but somebody asked what a PBU is, and PBU is a pass block up.
I know Dak ain't had no INTs. You remember when they was counting INTs in the OTAs? Anyway,
he had one a couple during OTAs, but those were a lot of misreads. But it was
these past couple of OTAs. Are you saying the voluntary
it was one during the voluntary OTA.
I'm surprised the media wasn't on that.
But it was minimum. I think I reported that one too. It wasn't a lot during OTA. I think it was just like one.
Yeah, it was a lot of them during camp. I remember they were counting them during camp.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead with your OTAs.
Another PBU registered for cornerback Khair Elam that should have been an interception on a free play. DBs can't be super physical in these settings, but he still finds ways to get his hands on the ball. Otherwise, it was kind of a tough day for the secondary. There was more reps with the ones for tight end Brevin Spanford. He's been one of the consistent standouts in media availabilities. So during minicamp, every day was a media day. Defensive end Parsons stood off to the side during practice. He's not holding out, but he's eagerly awaiting his new contract. He spent close to 25 minutes speaking to Jerry Jones off the side, which we talked about earlier in the show. Parsons said that he prefers to rush from the left side, and the numbers appear to back whatever he's saying up. Since 2022, 327 rushes with a 25.7% win rate. Something going wrong with my computer. Hold on.
Not KELZ losing the entails.
Nope, I got the intels on my phone. I'm not crazy.
What's up, everybody? If you're just tapping in while she gets her computer fixed, if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube.
I'm good. got my phone right here.
Make sure you tap in and let us know you're alive while Kels is dealing with her computer intels.
Nope, I got it on my phone. So since 2022, I'm gonna redo that again. Since 2022, 327 rushes with a 25.7% win rate from the left side, but 309 rushes with a 21.4 win rate from the right side. LB Jack Spanford held his own in the middle of the field with a couple of breakups. He did have the green dot helmet. I don't think it was activated
Sanborn,
yet.
right? You're talking about
Yeah,
Sanborn? Yeah.
Sanborn. Seemed like the offense was trying to work the short middle of the field, and Sanborn was always in the area. It was a solid day for wide receiver Jonathan Mingo. He went up and caught a deep ball with double coverage, closing in, and didn't drop anything. Defensive end, we're back to Parsons about learning. I'm sorry, about leaning into mentorship and leadership, and his message to young Cowboy edge rushers Marshawn Nealon and Donovan Ezaraku. Donovan, he does go by Easy. So if you
Speaking
see,
of Easy, Joe Tranchina says Easy ain't got no contract yet. And Jaden Blue, the rookie. What kind of intels can you give us on that?
oh, he is so late. Jaden Blue was the first one to sign his contract after
Oh, okay. So
Booker.
Jaden Blue does in fact have a contract signed. Okay.
Yes.
What about Ezzy? What about Easy?
Ezzy, I'm gonna be honest, something is going on with, and this is across the league, with linebackers, defensive ends, and defensive tackles. With this current 2025 rookie class. It's something that's going on. Because I don't know if you caught the news with Shamar James with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's talking about sitting out for a training camp, and he's looking at re-entering the draft
as a rookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I seen something about that. Well, he could sit out and come back and redraft.
Yeah.
Wow. Why though? Why? I mean, because they don't want to give him a contract. Why would somebody want to do that? Or he don't want to play there?
There's something in the front office with them not keeping something how we used to do, like record keeping and bookkeeping. It's some stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Donovan, his contract is going to get worked out.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal. At least we got Jaden Blue. He says he apologized. That's why you turn on. Come on, Joe. I know you follow everybody, baby, but make sure you tap in with us over here. You know my girl Kels will get you right.
So Parsons said, I told them no egos in this room. If I'm not hustling, tell me to get the F on. Everybody else stinks. Overall message is to hold each other accountable. Ezaraku on Micah's comment said, means a lot. We're all equal. We all have our strengths. So that was everything for the 10th. If there's anything else, I can move on to the 11th.
So that's the 10th recapping right there. And as you see, we got a little video going in the background. Kels sharing all her intels in the DM. We appreciate that. You see CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Yeah, I mean, hearing, I mean, they talked about it at camp, talking about, these different players at these different positions. And I'm really surprised because Hunter Lipke, who's on the last year of his contract, he's not even on the depth chart as a running back.
No, he's always been listed as a fullback.
Correct. But we had last year 3 running backs and a fullback, that 4 on a roster, but he's not a fullback on this roster per ESPN. So hearing that, he's playing at tight end, hearing that Kevontae Turpin at wide receiver, hearing that Deuce Vaughn at wide receiver and Kevontae Turpin at running back. I mean, look, this could all be gamesmanship, y'all. If you remember Mike McCarthy, that's one thing that I always did like about him. He says he's always listening and watching. It's always about gamesmanship. I mean, you would never show up at a poker table. I don't know if you play poker or not, Kels.
No.
And just show everybody your hand. Look what I got. I got 4 aces. What you got?
Spades, tongue, and 500.
Oh, okay. You play spades. Wait a minute. You play Joker, deuce, ace high. How you roll?
I play Joker, deuce.
All right. Shout out to all those.
Sometimes two of diamonds.
Ooh, 2 of diamonds. You know how to play hearts?
Hmm.
You ever played hearts before?
I haven't played hearts in a long time.
Yeah. There's Cavante Turpin. Look, what can you say about this energy, man? The music is flowing. It looks like it's high energy at all of the OTAs. Looks like these guys are having fun. You got Dak Prescott out there talking about George Pickens saying, hey, man, he's been here early. No issues. Like, people are asking, is he still a diva? I mean, how was that? They flipped it. George Pickens just flipped the switch. Look at him.
So here's some intel. So for OTAs, and they did it for OTAs and they did it for minicamp. They have hired a DJ. So when they come into practice, all the players give the DJ their playlist, and the DJ plays it during practice.
So everybody get a little bit of their taste. So I can only imagine the variety of music that comes from a group of 91 guys. And speaking of 91 guys, is there any new developments on the international pathway player with the Dallas Cowboys?
No,
we talked about that.
I haven't heard anything as far as that in the league. They haven't released the names yet for those players. Also, talking to one of my intels about that, about the energy in camp, they said they have not seen that since Jason Garrett.
Well, I mean, yeah, high energy. Yeah, I love it. I mean, because you always see it at all of the training camps, any other videos at any other facilities throughout the other 31, but not the Dallas Cowboys. But apparently now they have. That's good to know. I mean, I like music too. I mean, when I'm in the lab, I got music going. I use music to keep me motivated and stimulated.
And I've always heard that about Jason Garrett, during practices and stuff, he has music playing. It was just that when McCarthy came, all that stopped.
Right. Now, I know we all want to beat a dead horse here with you, but I want to get back to this. I found exactly what I was looking for when we were talking about Micah Parsons and his contract. I know some folks are still commenting on that. Let's take a look at it here. It says, per Brandon Laurie or Clarence Hill Jr., according to Parsons, the deal that TJ Watt is seeking is more than what he and Jones talked about. And he said he has seen that number. I'll sway. Therefore, his deal is going to go up, which means the Cowboys are going to be paying more. I mean, Micah's came out and basically said, I'd like to get it done before camp. I know we're tired of talking about it here, but
like I said, TJ Watt is a linebacker. So what are they going to do? Are they going to move Parsons back to a linebacker or keep him as a defensive end?
Good point, right? Because, I mean, both are different positions. Both have different markets, right? So the defensive end market is not the linebacker market, right? The linebacker market is higher, correct?
Yeah, linebacker pay more.
Ooh, but yeah, I mean, but Micah, I mean, all that news, I don't know if that was coming out of the Star from Jerry or whoever, but everybody that was hyping up that Micah would be the highest player. So Micah could take a back seat if the linebacker market pays TJ Watt more than the defensive end market.
But he likes to play defensive end because he likes to go after the quarterback.
Some more great context coming in here. Ryan says, very true. That's why Taysom Hill had such a promising career. I think he's going back to what you were talking about earlier. BMAC says, I think it's great if you love what you're doing, and you'll do it better if you like your job. You don't mind getting up and doing it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Hearing about George Pickens and Dak Prescott having good chemistry. I mean, I know this is just OTAs. This is not in pads. This is not in camp, which, excuse me, I'll be there at the first week of camp, which also is some other news I think you shared with me too. The Rams and the Cowboys are going to be playing in a joint practice again, correct, KELZ?
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
Oh, that's on the 12th. Hold on. I haven't even got to the 11th.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm jumping ahead. Well, we'll come back to that in just a second. Well, okay. What's the next day you got then? Let's go ahead and get through that.
On the 11th, it was another day, another Kyer Aleem PBU. He should have been. It should have been an interception as well, but he couldn't bring it in. Wide receiver George Pickens debuted his dark visor. I think I sent a picture of that. He hauled in 2 receptions during the team period, including one on an end zone corner route for a 2-point conversion. QB1 had a solid day in the final full speed mandatory minicamp practice. He went 9 for 12 in the team period and led a 70-yard TD drive during a 2-minute drill on 6 for 8 passing. The highlight of the day at the end at an end of half situation where the offense had 1 minute 15 seconds left on the clock, trailing by 8. Prescott completed 6 of his 8 passing attempts, with the drive capped off by a 22-yard seam route touchdown to tight end Jake Ferguson. Yeah, and he also converted the 2-point conversion on a rollout pass to running back Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
The Joe Milton experience was back in full effect with a couple of errant throws and taking some time to decide on a target, but some ropes with one of the move to wide receivers, Ryan Flournoy, and another to Jonathan Mingo in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Running back Miles Sanders got a few more opportunities with the first team unit. It's been Sanders and running back Javonte Williams getting the chances with the ones during this mandatory mini camp. Defensive end Sam Williams returned to individual drills without a brace for the first time since tearing his ACL at training camp last year. He had been rehabbing off to the sides during OTAs and for the start of this year's mandatory mini camp. Parsons took part in some of the individual drills, but remained on the sideline during team periods. Despite not having a new contract extension, that's what he's working for, extension, everybody. He is showing participation. With Parsons not in team drills, it was Peyton Turner and Marshawn Nealon rotating with the ones at the DE position. The highlight of the the highlight of the day was another 22-yard touchdown grab from Jake Ferguson on a seam route with QB1 into a tight window. One of the 2 touchdown grabs for Ferguson, who got almost all of the snaps with the ones. 3 strong TD grabs from wide receivers Mingo. That was a corner route from Milton. Flournoy on the run off script throw from Milton, and Jalen Cropper a quick out from Will Greer during the team period. Everyone is loving the bend and agility that's been on display from our rookie defensive end Donovan Azaraku. There was a healthy dose of action for running back Deuce Vaughn with the 2s today. Safety Donovan Wilson and defensive end Sam Williams were on the field for individual drills. Those 2, along with cornerback Kalen Carson and DT Osa Adigazua, went inside when the team drills began.
I haven't heard you say anything about Demo as Ron's tapping in here, and what is his trajectory? Because I know he says he's ahead of schedule, but I didn't see any photos in there. Was there any Demo sightings during mandatory OTAs or any news?
I sent you pictures of
Okay, well, what can you tell us of what's going on with Demo? I mean, how's he tracking?
I don't have any notes for him.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. No notes. Maybe next time. Ryan also says, looks like Schoolmaker is getting more time. Hopefully Ferg has a bounce back year at tight end Ferg is on a contract year, and his contract is due this year. And guess who his agent is? Todd France. He was hurt last season, I believe, half the time. Plus, I think Ferg went all last year without a touchdown or something ridiculous, right?
Yep.
Wow.
So right guard Tyler Booker remains the only rookie running with the ones, and that is by design. Wide receiver Cavante Turpin remains an option out of the backfield under Shoddy. He saw multiple snaps at running back and took a carry outside the left. Offensive lineman Nathan Thomas worked with the twos at left tackle. TJ Bass, Dakota Shepley, Brock Hoffman, Austin Richards, and Hakeem Adigeny filled out the second team offensive line for most of the day 2 mini camp. There's still heavy rotation at corner. Deron Bland, Israel Makwamu, and Kyer Elam all took reps on the outside, with Bland, Kaman Hall, and Wanye Thomas taking reps in the slot during the first team activities. Rookie edge Donovan Ezeraku is starting to stand out more. There's been a
lot of praise from Schottenheimer coming out on Ezeraku. Vondell Jackson says, anything on Kenneth Murray? I know he was talking about being Greeley, but now it's Jack Sanborn. Any news on Kenneth Murray?
Hold on, I think I did have something. Give me a second.
Okay, and then also Sterling says, has there been any more praise on your boy Thomas Wanye?
Oh yeah, he's
safety.
Yeah, he's been so they've been hybriding most of the corners and the safeties. Ezeraku's was on full display, and he's getting to the backfield. Speaking of getting to the backfield, linebacker Maris Leofau got to the quarterback a few
I heard he put on some muscle. Maris Leofau.
Yes, he has.
That linebacker, boy. Y'all know, if y'all know Flus, like I know my girl KELZ and I do, Flus love the linebackers.
Yep.
And putting beef on second-year linebacker Maris Leofau, that guy already comes with an attitude. Shout out to the big Samoan community out there. They're taking over football. But, woo, boy, maybe the Cowboys might be able to stop some run. Can we just not be in the bottom half of the league? Can we be like in the top 10 of stopping the rush? That'd be a significant improvement.
And his girlfriend has been doing good with the Mystics.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's a basketball player. That's right. That's right. Hey, speaking of linebackers, I follow Eric Kendricks on Instagram. Is he back with the Cowboys? Is he a free agent? What's going on with Eric Kendricks?
Still a free agent.
So he's not signed with the Cowboys?
He's still an unrestricted free agent.
But he could get signed with the Cowboys if he were to make the roster. Then. Okay, good to hear. I didn't know that. I mean, that's a lot of news right there. A lot of linebackers. You know what I mean? Kenneth Murray, Jack Sanborn. It's going to be interesting, speaking of linebackers, and I'm glad that you touched on that, between defensive end and those markets, especially now if TJ Watt gets signed. So that'll be developing. So make sure you turn on your notifications so as we track that. But what else you got coming from OTAs? What day are we on now?
Now we're on the 12th, which was yesterday. That was the last day for mini camp. So this was a walkthrough practice. Defensive end Parsons worked with team and individuals and team drills. Cornerback Trevon Diggs worked with the rehab team in front of the media for the first time. There was no music in the start. No music in the start was played, so you could clearly hear the "Here We Go" cadence from all of the QBs. TJ Bass was taking some snaps along with Cooper Beebe.
Wait, you said they were using the "Here We Go" or they're not using the "Here We Go"?
No, they're doing the cadence.
Oh, I thought there was some reports out there saying we were going away from the "Here We Go" cadence.
I don't know. I think that I don't know.
Could be some more gamesmanship. Like I said, who's always going to show you your hand? There is this thing called disinformation. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So, no, but even during OTAs, the "Here We Go" cadence was being used.
Okay, so
TJ
I'll be at camp. I'll let you know if I hear Dak saying, "Here we go."
Yeah. TJ Bass was taking some snaps along with Cooper Beebe, Brock Hoffman, and Dakota Shepley.
Excuse me.
Awesome Richards lined up as an extra O line and tight end. Hakeem Adigeny rotated in at left tackle with the ones. A lot of mixing and matching behind Tyler Guyton throughout the off-season
Yeah,
program.
Drake's asking. I know there's been some praise upon Tyler Guyton. Even Dak Prescott says he's been taking the next step. What else can you tell us about
So
our
Tyler
guy
Guyton,
who led the league in offensive penalties last year?
so Tyler Guyton has he's been doing good. He changed his whole diet regimen. So almost like with Dak Prescott, his body mass has repositioned.
That's a big guy. I seen him at camp last year. I was
Yeah,
like,
he
Jesus,
and
he's big.
and when I saw him at the hotel, he is
I
huge.
mean, just not fat. I'm saying
No,
big. I'm
yeah,
like,
he's
God, that
huge.
dude is
Yeah,
big. Like,
he is super tall.
yeah.
So his body mass has repositioned to other areas. He has cut fried foods out of his diet. So he's eating very high protein, low cholesterol food. And he has built up a little more muscle, but they said that he slimmed down just a little bit, but that's only because that part of his body mass has repositioned, but he's still the same weight.
Yeah, but I heard he's been taking the next step. Look like he's out there, you know what I mean, getting mixed up with the ones. I mean, could you imagine the T-shirts, the Great Wall of Tyler, should the Cowboys go to an NFC Championship game or maybe even a Super Bowl with these three Tylers on the front, the Great Wall of Tyler? I mean, it just sounds like it got a ring to it. You know what I mean? I'm glad to hear that Tyler Guyton is doing better because we're going to need all these Tylers to run the ball, to control the line of scrimmage. You know what I mean? To be able to run the ball and then also to be able to protect Dak Prescott, because Dak Prescott is going into year 10, and I know he's coming back in great shape. You know, Slim Reaper Dak and all of that. One sleeve Dak. Have you been hearing about that? Speaking of that, the NFL still fines players for wearing these sleeves. What's going on with this one sleeve Dak talk? If you can tell me anything, Kels.
I haven't heard anything about it.
I say he's like one sleeve Dak. I hear some folks are talking about it, like, and he says, "Well, I'm the highest paid guy in the league." I don't know if this is fake news, could be AI, because y'all know how it's real deep out there on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. But yeah, I don't know about this sleeve thing. I'm like, why does this even matter?
Yeah, because it don't. Too many people got too much time on their hands. That's how I look at it.
Okay, got you. But I know I'll be down first week of training camp for August, the first week there. But then also they're going to have a joint practice, right, with the Rams before they play them on August 9th, I believe. Let me take a look at my calendar.
Yep.
Yeah, we play them August 9th. I believe that's a Saturday preseason game. That's the first preseason game. And then we've got a joint practice with, what day is that?
The 5th.
Okay, so it's Tuesday the 5th. So I will definitely be boots on ground at training camp for the Rams. I know there's going to be a lot of fans that's going to come up there. Remember, it's free to get in. However, you're going to want to get access. There's certain things you got to pay for to get sideline access or VIP access. But this should be good because this is where they had joint. We always seem to be doing joint practices and stuff like that with the Rams because, I mean, Oxnard is just, about an hour up from LA or something, right?
Yeah. And I know some people, they fly into Santa Barbara airport than LAX. So CeeDee Lamb, he rode in the Rock on a crossing route during the routes versus air part of minicamp. Shotty said he likes the cross training in the off-season program. He mentioned getting Kavontae Turpin work at running back, but Deuce Vaughn took in work at wide receiver, and Hunter Limpy got work at tight end. There was a super competitive game on the ping pong table. Shotty wanted some of the smoke and he got a paddle. He said he want to play Parsons. I beat the shit out of Dak already. I want to play Parsons. I'll put that out there and see if he takes the challenge. Cowboys are set to work out 5 players as minicamp comes to an end. Perion Winfrey, defensive tackle of the Birmingham Stallions. He had 29 tackles and a sack this year. DeVere Livingstone, another defensive tackle of the Memphis Showboats. He posted 12 tackles and 2 sacks with a strong 82.9 defensive grade. Jerry Jacobs, cornerback, Robert Rochelle, cornerback, and George Fan, offensive tackle. Winfrey and Livingston, they play for the UFL, and they are the top talents of their team. So as you know, next stop is Oxnard to earn the star. And as we mentioned before, the Cowboys are scheduled to have a joint practice with the Rams on the 5th.
So I'm predicting, I know camp kicked off last year on the 23rd. I'm predicting this year it kicks off on Wednesday, the 23rd, not the 25th. I mean, have you heard anything about when camp may start? Because I'll adjust my countdown accordingly. But what are you hearing? Anything?
Posted that date. Hold on. I thought we talked about that date.
No, we haven't talked about that. And if you have not checked, check out the ESPN depth chart on the Dallas Cowboys right there. If you want to track who the Cowboys have been placed on their depth chart, we know we got this 91-man roster going into training camp. We're going to have to break it down to a 53-man roster.
July 25th through August 24th. The team reports to Oxnard on July 23rd.
Okay, good. So reports to August 23rd. So I'm on the head with that. I know they'll kick it off on that Friday, meet and greet or whatever. And Jerry will tell us how, we're the first team to sell out all our tickets again and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. But that Rams, shout out to everybody, all of the fan clubs out there, SCDC FC, Star Status Cowboys Connection, all the hard hitters. Man, it's going to be deep out there. They're going to be functioning. I know there's going to be a big tailgate. So make sure and turn on your notifications because yours truly going to be there and not be square. We're going to be out there with all of the boots on ground Cowboy fans. I'm looking forward to that. Before you know it, we'll be here. That's great news. The Cowboys will be reporting to Oxnard on the 23rd of July, and they'll be kicking it off on the 25th. And with that being said, that means that we've got 83 days before the Cowboys play the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. Shout out to Terry Glenn, RIP Terry Glenn, as we got 83 days. Somebody commented on my timeline earlier, said, man, anybody share anything just to get some likes and shares, trying to celebrate somebody's death. Like, look, it's a countdown, dude. Do you see at the bottom it says 83 days? You know what I mean? Get off my helmet. But anyway, and we're a Bill Bates. That's right. If that countdown is correct, Bill Bates was quoted, my dream was to shoot for the stars and try to play for the Cowboys, and my dreams came true. Word on the street is they had to create a special teams position, especially for somebody like Bill Bates. So all of that news here and more. What else you got? You got anything else from OTAs, KELZ, or no?
Nope, that's it.
Well, let's talk about this. Great intels, great segue. Let's talk about this. The last slide that you shared with me is called Earn the Star. Can you tell everybody what you mean when you talk about earning the star here? As we got this long stretch to training camp.
All right. So now that OTAs and mandatory minicamp is over, we are 6 weeks away from training camp starting at Oxnard. Earning the star is something that the Cowboys have been doing for, I want to say, since Jimmy Johnson, one of them. But anyway, so
about 11 years.
Yeah, 11 million years. So as you can see, some helmets have the star, other helmets don't. So the ones that have the star are actual roster people, vets, and free agent signings. The rookies, whether you was drafted or undrafted, unless you are a first round draft pick, will have the star on the helmets. However, with earning the star, just because you're a vet or free agent does not mean you're guaranteed
to make the 53-man roster.
Make the 53-man roster. So everybody is up and they
to
have to
re-earn their
earn
star for the season. Yeah, earn
Yeah.
their star for that 53-man roster. And what Kels is talking about, our new rookies, we drafted the 9 rookies, the 9 undrafted free agents, and the free
Except
agents
for
that
Tyler
we've gotten.
Booker, except for
Hmm?
Tyler Booker.
Oh, with Tyler Booker, right, because he's the first round.
Yeah.
With those 8. So that's 17 plus those free agents. So that is the definition of earning the star here today. Eric Taylor says he got a good question. Get this answer before we get out of here. He says, have you guys heard on who's winning position battles at the starting defensive tackle spots? Now, I know you shared something with me. The Cowboys are working out a couple of players, right?
Yeah.
At DT, I think a couple of players at DT, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. The UFL talent, right?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let me get that up for you.
And the other ones were drafted, were undrafted signings from other teams. Other
Cowboys hold workout for Perion Winfrey, other top UFL talent. I think a couple of them were DTs, right? There we go. Perion Winfrey, DT, DeVere Levelston, DT. I know he's talking about which positions are they battling out. I think we're going to see more of that in training camp. And then also in preseason, you're going to see a lot of these 2s and 3s trying to get their reps.
Yeah, Easy, even though Easy, he's going to have a star. He's going to have a star.
Yeah, I mean, he's already been getting high praise and all of that, Yeah. I think the big question is going to be this running back room. Is who is going to make this running back room? I sent you a
picture of the current running back room.
Okay.
And everything.
Let me get to that. I know you did, but can you tell me who they are? I know we got Miles Sanders, we got Javonte Williams, we got Deuce Vaughn, we got
Jaden Blue.
Oh, Jaden Blue. Yeah, those are the 4 on the depth chart. Trying to get to it. Where is it?
Hold on. Let me.
Oh, you sent it to me like last week, I think. Yeah.
No, I sent it this morning.
Oh, today? Okay. But yeah, I think this running back room is going to be up for question because, I mean, nobody knows what this offense is going to look like. And now we're hearing folks like Hunter Lipke at tight end, Kavontae Turpin at running back.
My thing with
Deuce Vaughn at wide receiver. I think that's perfect gamesmanship because this is big advantage. I don't think a lot of people are realizing that nobody has film on Shotty's offense other than what he's done under Mike McCarthy. But this is totally like he got the keys to the blue Lambo this year.
I do not like Hunter Lipke. Hold on.
Thank you. Phil Maffa is on there too. Is right. We drafted Phil Maffa.
There's
going to be a couple guys that's going to go to the practice squad.
He's a bruiser. Phil Maffa is a bruiser.
I agree, but I'll take this Dallas Cowboys link and put it in the comments. That was a great question down there. I know we still haven't signed a veteran DT. Jerry still owes us a trade. He told us there was 2 out there. We don't know if that's going to happen or not. Free agency is open till November 4th. We're not going to see any movement on Micah Parsons' contract, which we kicked the show off here. He said he'd like to get it done before we get into camp, but you and I both know it's getting ready to be CeeDee Lamb 2.0. But I hope he don't hold out because if somebody asks this question,
I don't think it's going to get as crazy as CeeDee Lamb.
Let me ask you before we get out of here. Somebody asked this question early on in the show that if Micah does show up at camp without a contract, will he play like Dak did last season? Because if he gets hurt, he's got that last year of his deal. The option we picked up, are the Cowboys going to re-sign him essentially? If you thought, you would think maybe as many hurt players as we sign.
The Cowboys will be crazy to get Micah Parsons off.
What do you mean?
The Cowboys would be crazy not to sign Micah Parsons and let him go somewhere else.
No, I know that, but we technically don't have to pay him even after November 4th, right? Because we picked up the 5-year option on him, right?
Yeah, but see, that's his 5th year has already kicked in.
Okay, so technically we don't have to pay him. So what I'm saying is, with no new deal, somebody brought the question earlier in the show: would we see Micah? Because if he gets hurt, he's on that deal. But would the Cowboys be in a hurry to pay him if he got hurt in camp?
So the thing is, they're trying to do a contract extension that will save money. Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing. Even though he has already been paid for the 2025 season. Okay. Technically, he don't have to be paid until the new NFL league starts March 11th, 2026.
For 26.
Yeah.
I thought so.
But they have from now until November 4th where they can talk. After November 4th, all contract talks are cease and desist. If not,
Mm.
then it is considered what you have heard me talk about plenty of times, illegal tampering.
And on that note, we'll wrap it up here today on a Friday.
We got one more thing.
You told me you was done. What else you got?
Well, that was it for mandatory minicamp. But Cowboy secondary and cornerback coach David Overstreet is hosting a free youth skills camp for boys and girls ages 5 to 12 on I think that's a Saturday, June 21st at Pleasant Grove Stadium. I did send that to you as well. For more information and to register, you could go to dalegacycamp.org.
Whose camp is this again?
David Overstreet.
Okay. DA Legacy Youth Skills Camp. There you go. I'll take this link and place it in the comments right there.
And it's free.
Oh, free? Yeah, Cowboy fans love free 99. I know that for a fact. Shout out to everybody that supports Built Different Group content here that ain't freeloading. But I know my Cowboy fans love free. I mean, shit, I love free too. Don't get me wrong. What else you got, KELZ? Are we there yet or no?
That's it.
Are we at the finish line finally?
That's it.
Man, because it's Friday, and y'all know I had to switch it up today. So shout out to everybody that loves Friday the 13th. Like I said, I've been having this shirt in my closet for almost 2 years and finally got to use it today. And shout out to my girl KELZ bringing the OTA recaps. She's been recapping the draft. She's been recapping all the OTA, voluntary OTAs, mandatory OTAs. She had the pictures. She had the receipts to go with it. Y'all make sure and give my girl KELZ a big round of applause for putting all this time and effort to be able to come to update us here on your team, as now we got this long stretch to training camp. So what are you doing between now and training camp? Anything? You going anywhere, doing anything?
No. Just getting ready to celebrate Father's Day.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up this weekend. Yeah. Shout out to ladies. Reminder, ladies.
So happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Yeah, don't be just talking about you gonna give them some. Give them something. You know what I mean, for Father's Day. Go out there and get them a gift and let them know you appreciate all the fathers. I want to give flowers to all of the fathers here that are active in their kids' life, no matter what their kids' mom or not. Stay active in your folks' life. But yeah, Father's Day. Good call out coming up this Sunday.
So happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And my mom's 71st birthday is on the 22nd. The 29th is the CSA show. I don't think I'll be able to make it. It's too much stuff going on that weekend. I don't think I'll be able to squeeze it in. Still trying to think what I'm gonna do for Juneteenth. So that's basically it.
Well, y'all know I'll be tapped in here. So shout out to everybody on Built Different Group on YouTube. I'll still be live on Saturdays. Content creator life, baby. The schedule still goes. Her name is KELZ with the Intels. I'm your boy BG, the Cowboys Unifier. This has been a exclusive Friday Night Lights edition on the 13th. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Nigga, just account it for me. I won. Give me my money.
You what?
I lost.
Roll the dice. Debo. Hold my money. Watch him. Can I talk to you for a second?
Oh, shit.
I was tripping, man. You want me to ask for my bike back? You know I wouldn't trip. What bike? The beach cruiser. The one I let you use a couple of weeks ago. The one I've been asking you about. Oh, that bike. Hey, no, you wanted it back, homie. It's right here. Follow me, homie. Yeah, it's just like it's both ours. We just keep it down at my house. Cool.
Oh, shit!
That's my fight, punk!
You got knocked the fuck